supported even by those who encourage the UK to commit to this approach.
Thank you. Now, I do want us to move on to discuss drugs and race. Simon, did you have another follow-up then you wanted to?
I just had one, if that's
yes,
okay.
Please.
It's
please.
just to go back to Chloe's point around county lines and that trade in young people that's been driven by criminal gangs. So again, when we look at these international comparators, I'm assuming that just kills that market altogether. Those gangs just go away because there's nothing for them to do. Am I right in that assumption, or does the market shift? I'm asking a question.
I've got no experience of how it works abroad, unfortunately. I don't know if anyone else.
So perhaps that's... Oh, sorry, yes.
You're talking about what happened, what proportion of the market shifts into the legal away from the illegal. And I'd be very happy to submit a detailed paper on what's happened, and a lot of this is, I feel like I'm selling a book, but a lot of that is laid out in here with comparison of all the different models around the world, as updated as we can make it, which looks at that and looks at some of those things. And it depends is the answer in terms of what model you use. So California, they've taken about a third of the market away from the criminal market. Very specific reasons for that. In fact, most cities in California don't have cannabis outlets because the municipalities there don't want them. So inevitably, you don't get as much of the market shifting. Canada is over half and rising fast in a much lower amount. We would expect long-term these to settle around the kind of levels that we do with alcohol and tobacco, which is sort of 80 to 90% legal and the remainder not.
Right.
But I'm very happy to submit some detail on that.
That would
and
be
I
good.
think we'd be very happy as well to bring in some experts if you did want to look at cannabis more specifically, some of the international experiences. Colleagues of mine were over in New York just 2-3 weeks ago talking to people there with our allyship with Black Sox, which is a community network here in London as well. And we'd be very happy to support.
Right, I am very keen... Oh, sorry.
Just a real quick addition to what Martin just said. I think that because the legal regulation process, particularly in the United States, is such an ongoing situation that it's difficult to get kind of final detailed statistics on what the ultimate shift away from the illegal market to the legal market is. The fact that it don't have federal legalization at the moment means that things like access to finance, things like banking are very difficult to access through legal routes, and so that complicates the transition. So I think we still probably want to wait a few more years before we could be definitive on how much that has moved into the actual legal market.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to clear up a couple of things before we move on to looking at